Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between rolling green hills and golden meadows, there lived a young girl named Mira. The village was bathed in warm, earthy tones. Its cottages were built from sun-baked clay, their roofs covered in gently mossing thatch, and the winding pathways shimmered with soft dust beneath the mellow wash of sunlight. Every morning, the dew glistened on wildflowers that spilled over garden fences, and the air was scented with the promise of new beginnings. Mira was known throughout the village for her curiosity and boundless dreams. She loved to watch the seasons change. In spring, she would chase butterflies along the riverbanks. In autumn, she would gather the crisp, fiery leaves and toss them into the wind. More than anything, Mira dreamed of growing the tallest sunflower anyone had ever seen. She imagined it reaching so high that its golden face would tickle the belly of the sky and its seeds would be big enough to feed every bird in the village. One early morning, as the world was still painted in the soft watercolors of dawn, Mira hurried to her grandmother's cottage. Her grandmother, wise and gentle, greeted her with a smile as warm as honey. "Grandmother," Mira said, her eyes full of hope, "how can I make my sunflower grow taller than all the others?" Her grandmother led her to a small wooden box tucked away by the window. Inside, resting on a bed of cotton, were 3 sunflower seeds, each one smooth and shining with a promise. "These are special seeds," her grandmother whispered, her voice as soft as the breeze. "But to see them bloom, you must give them 3 things: time, patience, and care. The tallest sunflower grows not in a hurry, but with steady love." Mira clutched the seeds to her heart. She skipped home, her spirit soaring with possibility. She found the sunniest corner of her family's garden, dug 3 gentle holes, and planted the seeds. She watered them carefully and whispered her dreams to the damp, fragrant earth. Days passed, then weeks. The first seedling poked its head above the soil, bright and hopeful. Mira tended to it every morning, but she was restless. She wanted her sunflower to tower above her right away. She watched and waited, but the plant grew only a little each day. One afternoon, frustration welled up in Mira's chest. "Why is it taking so long?" she sighed. She saw her friends playing in the field and wondered if she should join them instead of waiting for something that seemed so slow. She stomped her foot and frowned at the tiny green shoot. At that moment, her grandmother appeared, walking slowly up the garden path. She knelt beside Mira, her skirt spreading like a puddle of soft color in the dirt. "Tell me, little one," grandmother said, "do you remember the 3 things the seed needs?" Mira nodded, her eyes downcast. Time, patience, and care. Her grandmother smiled, tracing circles in the soil with her finger. "Everything worth having takes time to grow. The river doesn't rush to reach the sea, and the moon waxes and wanes before it is full. Your sunflower is listening to the earth and the sun. Trust that it will rise in its own time." Mira listened, letting her grandmother's words wash over her like gentle rain. She decided to be patient, to care for the plant as she would a friend, and to give it all the time it needed. Seasons turned. Summer's heat ripened the fields, and the days grew long and golden. Each morning, Mira greeted her sunflower, watering it gently and tucking the soil around its roots. When storms passed through, she shielded the plant with her own body, sheltering it from the wind. She sang to it softly as dusk painted the world in lavender and rose. Gradually, the sunflower grew. Its stalk thickened, reaching higher and higher, its leaves unfurling like emerald sails. Mira's patience was tested many times. There were days when it seemed as though nothing was happening, but she remembered her grandmother's words, and she waited. One morning, after many months, Mira awoke to find the garden filled with golden light. The sunflower had bloomed at last. Its face was broad and bright, a perfect sunburst against the sky. It stood taller than Mira, taller than the fence, taller than any sunflower the village had ever seen. Neighbors gathered, marveling at the miracle that had grown from a single seed, tended with love and patience. Birds came from far and wide, feasting on the seeds and singing songs of joy. Mira's heart swelled with pride, but what she felt most was gratitude. For the journey, for the lessons she had learned, and for the quiet wisdom of time. Her grandmother hugged her close and whispered, "You see, my dear, the tallest sunflower is not just the one that grows the highest, but the one that teaches us the beauty of patience. When you give your dreams the time they need, they bloom brighter than you ever imagined. Mira carried this lesson with her all her life. Whenever she felt restless or discouraged, she remembered the slow, steady growth of her sunflower. She learned to trust the gentle unfolding of each day, to nurture her hopes with care, and to believe that, with patience, all things would come in their own season. In the years that followed, Mira planted many more seeds, some in the earth and some in her heart. Each one taught her that everything she truly wanted would come to her, not when she wished for it, but when she was ready to receive it. And so, in that small, sun-drenched village, Mira's story became a gentle reminder to all that patience is not waiting for something to happen, but nurturing it as it grows. That with time and care, even the smallest seed can reach the sky. So if you ever find yourself wishing for your dreams to come true in a single day, remember the sunflower in Mira's garden. Remember that every hope, every wish, every quietly growing dream needs a little sunlight, a little love, and above all, the gift of patience. In time, you will get whatever you want. If only you let your dreams unfold, one gentle moment at a time.